Hello and welcome to this Mailchimp tutorial by myself, Coach Debz Akinkunle. I am hoping that this Mailchimp tutorial will help you not just with your email marketing, but also with landing pages. So in this short tutorial, what I hope to achieve is just to let you know how I use Mailchimp, not just for the sake of sending emails, but also as a standing page, a website page to do a number of different things. I will share how I'm using it, and I hope that you get benefit from it as well. But if you have any questions, if there's anything else you want to learn, please let me know and I'll add it to an upcoming training or an upcoming tutorial. So let's forge ahead. So here we are on Google's homepage, and essentially what you need to do is go to Mailchimp.com, or it's Mailchimp.com, and you land on this page. The first thing you need to do is if you have an account already, log in. But if you don't have an account already, you can set up a new account. Now, at the moment, I can see it says start free trial. That would probably give you access to all of their services, all of the features, or you can go for the bare minimum. Now, this recording I'm doing this for you if you want to make the most out of Mailchimp without spending any money. So we're going to go ahead and I'm going to press start free trial. This is if you're going to set up. I already have a few accounts, but let's just go to start free trial just to help you to get along. So as you go ahead, you can see there are a number of different options. And I believe the free trial, you can use a free trial for, I think the majority of these, yeah. So for any of these ones, aside from the premium, you can actually start the free trial. And I think you get access free for a month on the stand and the essentials. And you get a month to try it out. And after that, you do have to pay and the money is there. Now, this is starting at £10.61 a month. For £10.61 in a month, you will get to have 5,000 emails stored there. On the free plan, it's only 1,000. You get 3 seats, and the seats essentially just means that you get other people who can help to manage your account. You get 3 audiences. Audiences are mailing lists. So you might have a business mailing list, a personal mailing list, a ministry mailing list, for example. You have access to 24/7 email and chat support. And then you have all of these things pre-built templates, etc. You can see them all here on the left, including landing pages, and so on and so forth. Now, if I was just starting up and I had a good number of people signed up, let's say I had 100 or maybe 500 people, or even 1,000, I would definitely go for the essentials. I used to send emails every single week to my newsletter, and for the price of £10.61 a month, I think that's pretty cool. But for the sake of what we're doing here today, we're going to go ahead and sign up for the free version. So if you sign up for the free version, you will get to input 1,000. And if you're really starting that, you really don't have that many people, you're not emailing all the time, then maybe start out with this to start with. And as you start to grow, you can later on hook up for the £10 a month. So go ahead, press sign up free, and you can sign up. You can use this for your personal business, your ministry, a whole load of things. I've used it for many things. So go ahead and do that. So now I've signed up and it's asking me to activate my account. So I just go ahead here and I click on activate my account. You need to do the same thing when you sign up. It will ask you to activate your account. So just go to whatever email you've registered and then activate your account. Next, you have to give information about yourself. So add in your first name, your last name, your business, and your phone number. And this is required in case, you lose access to your account. They will need your phone number. Sometimes they send you a code, especially when you do 2-factor authenticator. So go ahead and fill in all those details. So after asking for some personal information, it goes ahead and asks about your top goal with Mailchimp. You can go ahead and skip it. It may simply be to drive sales, send emails, or just to grow your mailing list. For now, I'm going to say send emails people find helpful. I'm going to click next. And then it asks what you want to explore next. Now, you can go for either of this and it probably just gives you more information. For the purpose of this, I'm just going to go to emails. I'm going to click next. And then it's how many email contacts do you have? So at the moment, we're just getting started. I know we do have a couple. Certainly, it's 500 or fewer. But at this moment in time, I'm not ready to put those email addresses in. I think it might ask me to. So I'm just going to say none yet. I'm just going to get started, especially that might be helpful for you if that's your case as well. But if not, the rest we'll take you through. So how do you sell? How do you represent yourself to your customer, with whether it's person to person or whatever the case is? At the moment, I'll just say, if I send my own website, probably ask me for my website information. I could just skip it and say, we're not currently selling, but the choice is yours. So let me just go to we're not currently selling just to move ahead, just for the purpose of this training. It's asking if I want to import my brand. So if you have a website, you can put your website URL in here. Again, I'm going to skip that. I think that's quite cool actually to do that, because then your emails can look like it's come from you personally as opposed to from Mailchimp. And then Mailchimp just wants to know how it can stay in touch with you. You can get a monthly sampling of the original series, films and podcasts made with entrepreneurs in mind, or a weekly roundup. I'm just going to go for a weekly roundup for now. Apparently you can't skip that. So we go on to next, and then we are starting up. Now, because I've opted for the free version, it's now trying to sell me something more. So thankfully, I don't have it. Well, it's not thankfully, but at the moment we're on 0 to 500 people. So if you change this, it will tell you, it'll probably shift and tell you which one's good for you. Oh, actually, the price, you can see the price has changed. So if I've got 5,000 people, it will cost me £82 a month to go for the essentials, or 110 a month to go for the standard plan. At the moment, we're at the very beginning, so we're back down to, well, it says £11 now, £11 a month for the essentials. I still think it's a good price, or you can still go for free at the moment. So we're not looking to buy anything more for the time being. So yeah, so we're just gonna skip this and we're gonna move. It says choose the plan that's right for you. So we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna continue with free. So now it's preparing my account. It's doing all the mixing in the kitchen, and we'll soon be up and running. And here we are. Here we are. Now it's telling me down here, now depending on what you're using this for, it's telling me down here, I have 90 days left to access the free trial. So from today, I have 90 days, which is 3 months. I think it's great for you to explore it. The only negative, if it's negative about exploring it, is you might get hooked on some of the things that are there, and then you can decide whether you want to pay for it or not. That's not necessarily a negative thing, especially if you've got money coming in or you need it for your business. So that's it. So we are all set up. Now, most people who use this to send emails, and you can do that simply just by going to campaign right here. When you go to campaign, you've got all of your campaigns will show up here. You have a campaign manager and you have email templates. And you can see in that black little bubble there that comes up, it tells you what you can use this for. Now, I do think that Mailchimp is quite intuitive. So it's really just plug and play, really just get on there, play with it, and you'll get the hang of it. But if you wanted to set up an email or campaigns, remember we don't have any people in here at the moment yet. I will just go to create campaign right here. I can choose whether I want to do regular email, automation, or landing page. I'm going to go for regular email very quickly. If I click design by email, let's see what happens. Design email. I'm just a bit conscious that we don't have anybody in here at the moment. So I can either use a new email builder or I can use a classic builder. Now, I will tell you to start with a new builder, because I do believe that with the process of time, this classic builder is going to go away and they're going to start using this. I have been using Mailchimp for over 10 years now, so I'm a classic. I'm done with a classic. I haven't yet transitioned over to the new builder. So I'm going to go with the classic builder for now, just because this is a tutorial, but this is really just drag and drop. It's very simple. It's actually even more simpler than the classic, but it's just because my brain is accustomed to working with the classic. So I'm going to go for classic at the moment, just to show you how I use this. Now you can go ahead. I'm not a template fan. I think templates are great when you're just starting out, but I like a bit of freedom. I like to just go with, build it myself. So it says code your own. Let's see how that works. And I don't want to code. I haven't got any campaigns, save templates or themes. So you got some themes. So these are quite good actually, because you can look through and use it. This is very good for, I'm more likely to use a template when I'm looking at landing pages. So we're going for emails at the moment. So I'm just going to go to the very beginning. I'm going to choose a very simple one. I think I'll just go for this. Oh, this says basic. I'm just going to go for this really basic one here. And I'm going to start. Here we go. Radio. So here we are. And as you can see, this is also a bit like drag and drop. Is pretty simple. So the first thing here is your logo. You can put your logo in here. Now, the thing about this, great thing about this, you can see that in sections, and you can delete sections. So you can, if I don't want this anymore, I can just press delete. It asks me if I want to delete. I press yes. Here I press delete, or I can hold Alt key while clicking the delete button to skip this dialog. So I could just click delete, and you could just delete that. If I want, I can duplicate that. If I want two different sections, now two different sections are quite great. If I want to write something here, and maybe I want to put a button in the middle. So for example, I may use this. Oh, sorry, just 1 minute. Let me try and get back to where I was. So it's asking me to make design changes. I'm not looking to change that at the moment. But I mean, I guess while we're here, you can see how pretty cool, how very simple it is just to start typing over it. You know, I can just say hello. I can delete this or whatever. So if I was here, I might just delete this top part here because I don't need this, right? So I'll just take that out completely. I might say this is the second box, for example. So we know what's going there. And if I click save and close at the bottom here, I can probably just go to a button. We've got buttons here. If I drag this button right there in between the two, it may simply be that in this top one, I'm talking about something great. I'm telling to click here, and then I carry on talking to you about whatever it is I'm talking about. What I really like about these buttons here is that I click this button here, it shows up here. I can have that buy now. I can have it say submit, whatever I want it to say. And then you can tell it when they click it, where do you want it to go? So I put the email address here. So whenever they click that, it goes to wherever we want it to go to. What else? I can also have it as an email address. So email me at, and I just put my email address there. I can design what I want the email to start to say. I can have it as an anchor link. An anchor link simply just takes it to somewhere else in the email if it's really, really long, or even a file. Like if I have a file, I can point it to the file. You can also style the button. At the moment, we haven't got any borders on it, but if you see that the borders change, I can have a really thick border around it. Well, this is rounded, or these are corners, right? Corners. Hold on, I wanted to have I was doing borders. So there we go. That's a double border. You could just play around with all of these things just to see how it comes up. I can change the pixel as well of the borders. So you see how that looks now. You can see the change in the style. And if I go back to one of the other ones, you can see how solid that is. We might not want it that solid. I can make the corners round or not rounded. The choice is mine. I can change the color of the backgrounds to whatever I want it to be. So you can see how that plays out. Don't really like that thick line. It's annoying. Let me just remove it altogether, right? And then do this. What else? There is something else I usually do to my buttons. And obviously, this is not my buttons are usually just black or maybe white with black writing. You can change the color of the writing that you have. So if I wanted yellow, which don't know if you like that, but hey. And then the normal spacing between it, you can change the spacing between the letters. At the moment, it's -3px. Put it at 2. So really and truly, you can design this as you like. And if you have more than one button, you can apply these settings to all of your buttons. And then finally here you can either center the button, you can put it to the left of your email, to the right of your email. Generally, we put it in the center, and we can fit to text, or we can do full width. So we do full width. Most people do full width, but you might want to do fit to text. Okay, and that's really what emails are all about. You can put your own logo. If you don't have a logo, you can take it out. You're going to put a picture of yourself. You can create something in Canva. Their choices are endless, right? And then just finally, I just wanted to show you there are lots of different boxes you can put in here. This is just a text box, which is similar to what we have here. You can have a box text, you can have a divider. So sometimes if you have different segments, you can put a divider through the different segments. You can even put it through, even though you've got a button here. So if I put this divider here, for example, you can see that I could take this submit out. Let's say I didn't want this submit, for example, here. If I take that submit out, delete, yes, I'm sure I want to delete it. So that's got a segment. So you can also preview your emails here. If I enter preview mode right here, you can see what it looks like, the divider, what it looks like. Remember, we had the button there, you can put the button or not. You can have a look and see what it looks like on desktop, maybe inside someone's mobile as well, so you can see what it looks like, or even in their inbox, in their email, for example, as well. Now it says monthly users receive 25 inbox preview tokens each month. And if you're a pro user, you receive 100, so you can upgrade your account for that purposes. Okay, what else did we have there? So if I just save and close this, we also have, you can have lots more, you can have one image, you can put your image wherever you like it, on top, below, at the bottom, wherever you want to put it there. You can have a signature image, whatever. You just upload your image, you just go to upload images. It brings this up. At the moment, we don't have any images uploaded here, but you can just click upload and it will just go to your computer. And then once you upload them, they'll all be here for future use. Or if you don't want this kind of an image, you can have more than one. So let me just delete this for now, just so I don't confuse you. You can have 4 images right here. Like, so if I put that there, at the moment it's 2, so it's 2, 2. So at the moment you can have 2 pictures side by side. If I want to add another 2, 2 pictures side by side again. Actually, we've got 3 now, so I can just keep adding it. So if I add another one and it's 4, I can add another one, it's 5, and so on and so forth. So I don't need all of this. So I'm going to get rid of it. Okay, you also have image and text, where if you put the image and text, you get the image on top, and you can put the text at the bottom here as well. That's all together. What else do we have? So just play along with this. You have a share where people click it and they can share it to their social media. You can have people follow you on your social media. We've talked about the button. We've got a footer, what you want the footer to say. You can also add a video. I think this one is pretty cool. If you click here, you can add a video. You put wherever your video is. It says previous images are generated automatically for YouTube and Vimeo. So if you use YouTube and video, it's pretty much it flows through. Just put it there and it starts to play when they open up the email. But if you have an email, so if you had a video elsewhere online, you can just put a link in there and you can talk about the video here and it will come up in this section right there. So that's what I really wanted to show you, just in terms of email. Once you're done, you click continue up the top there. There's still a place, the email is saved, but you need to remove this placeholder before you can send it. Yeah, so what it's telling me at the moment is, right here, the placeholders are, it's time to design your email now. So all of these great things that it's got in here is reminding me that, hey, Debz, you haven't made changes to these things. Is that really what you wanted to say? Clearly not. And it knows it's a placeholder. So I might take that off, change it around, etc. So there are lots of placeholders in here at the moment because this is just me showing you. So just so you have an idea. So I'm going to click continue. I'm happy to go ahead with that. So I'm going to exit anyway. And it's going to keep reminding me to go to, it says, set the classic default builder as your default email editor. Yeah, I'm going to set it, but you don't have to. You can say maybe later, which means every time you come to set an email, it will ask you, do you want to use a classic builder or do you want to use the beta new one that they're launching very soon, which they're getting tested at the moment. So we go back here and then you've got to do all of this. So usually you can call, this is your first email, you can call it email 1 to whoever it is, to name of business or whatever, then email 2, email 3, whatever. It helps you to keep track of what you're emailing. Add recipients. At the moment, we don't have any contacts, so I can't do that. I can import it from a spreadsheet and start to create audiences. At the moment, we're on the free plan, so we only have 1 audience, so I can attach them there. Who is it from? So the great thing about this, I can say who it's from, an email address. It will ask me to verify that email address because it doesn't want you sending email, spam, etc. So that's what that's for. Then I can add my subject line. I can add, the content is what we're just working on just a moment ago. And I can also send a test email to myself to see what it looks like. We had the preview earlier on, but I can also do a test email as well. And then finally, there's a link. I can share my campaign to any of these social media sites. I just connect them and send it. But I can also get a link which I can send to people so that they can view this if it's not sent to their email. Okay, so that's all we have on this section. I will very quickly just show you how I use it. Now, in order to do that, I believe I need to sign out. So just give me one moment. So I was going to show you my own email and how I do that, but I think I'm going to leave that. And if you have any questions, please let me know and I will show you because I don't want to confuse you. And I think we've gotten through the email segment. Now I want to show you how I do landing pages in Mailchimp, just so that you can set up the same. Now, let me start by just sharing with you a landing page that I have put together and that I have used using Mailchimp. So if I go here, I'll just go to my own email, my own website. My website at the moment I've done it with Mailchimp. Essentially, I've just pointed this URL to a Mailchimp landing page. Now, I use this for my links page on social media, and essentially all of this that you see on the screen now was created using a Mailchimp landing page. And it's a very quick and easy solution rather than me having to set up a website in order to get my products out there and to just get my information across to people as quickly as I can. And I think this is a great interim thing that you can put in place. If you haven't yet gotten, you can see at the bottom that it says created with Mailchimp. So if you're in between getting your website site set up, a really professional one, you can use this. You can use this to do that, which is essentially what I have done. I've also used it for other things as well. So if I show you something else I've used it for recently, I do a 12-week program called the Success Tea Challenge. And so if I just click on another tab here, I'll take you to that website. Again, it's success. If you look at what I typed there, I type success.debekinkelly.com and it points, essentially it's from my URL, but it points to a Mailchimp page. This is the Mailchimp page here, and essentially this is me, it's a sales page for my program with various links. So you can see how I've used the button here. You know, we talked about it in the email, but essentially I've used the button here. And if you look to the bottom here, when I click that, you'll see where it points to. Right. So essentially the way we set up the email is almost exactly the same way we set up this landing page. Again, it's the same button here and it leads to the same places. I've got some testimonials, which I created this using the image factor that I showed you in there as well. Again, just let me in. So you can also see how I wrote. So you had submit, or you had buy now. Here it says let me in. So you click that. And again, at the bottom left-hand side corner there, you can see where that goes. And then also, remember we had videos. These are the YouTube videos that I've put here. So if you click any of these YouTube videos, they actually play right here. They don't take you out of YouTube unless I press YouTube here. And you can see how I've used the wordings here. This tells you that it's a testimony from a business consultant who's in the USA, right? So you can see how I've used that here, and at the bottom, sign up, I'm ready. And I'm just showing you this, and also this page to show you exactly, I used exactly what I've just showed you. See this here? This is a button. Again, if you click that on the bottom left-hand corner, which comes up here, you can see where it goes. So this is a button. This is an image, but it's also got a link attached, which you can see at the bottom left-hand corner. This is another button. This is another image. So almost everything here has click-through, which would take you to different things that I'm doing. And you can see where it goes at the bottom left-hand corner there, book a power hour. You can see at the bottom there. This is a program I did. At the bottom, you can see how you can purchase that, get your copy, simple business plan, etc. So I'm showing you all of that now. What that essentially means is that to create these landing pages, you use exactly what we use for the email. So right now we are going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and we're going to create a landing page. So we are now back. Let me take you back here, just 1 minute. I will take you back to the page we were on before. Okay, so just 1 minute while I take you over there. And so here we are. This is the email that we started working on earlier on. And at the bottom here, we can see landing pages. And if I click that, you won't see any because we haven't created any. There are two ways in which you can create a landing page. You can either go there to click to create a landing page, or we can do what we did earlier on. If you remember when we went to create an email, went to all campaigns, and then it asked us, if I just go there very quickly for you again, it asked us if we wanted to, create campaign at the top there. Once you click create campaign, it will ask you if you want to set up a landing page, and you can just go here and build a landing page. So let's say we're going to do this. I'll just call it sales page for now. Let's call it sales page, and we'll click, I don't have any audiences at the moment, so we're just going to go with that, and we're going to click begin. So now that we've begun that, it's saying these templates may include placeholders, stock images, and copy, and you must accept the terms before you can use them. If you're going to accept the terms, it's worth you reading through the terms to ensure that you can use them. Generally, I just like to use my own because I don't want any copyright issues. But you can look through these. I think some of the most pictures here are copyright free, but it's worth checking and reading the additional terms. Now it gives you, this is for lead generation, grow your list, promotional products, etc., etc. For me, I feel you can start with whichever one you want, and you can just delete everything and start again. So for example, if I were to go with this, for example, which is grow your list, let's go for that. You can see it's exactly the same design as we had for the email. Again, we've got logo, which you can delete, replace, duplicate. We've got a big enticing and ties in heading that goes here, and we've got space here to say whatever we want to do. Now remember, this is lead generating, and so therefore it's got email address and subscribe, so that people can put their email address in there and subscribe. Now if they do want this for email generating, but we just want to use this template, we can actually just delete that. We don't need it. Okay, so I'm going to assume that we don't need it. We're just putting information in, and so I can just drop my images here, put my images, whatever I need. I can upload an image, just save and close it. Exactly the same thing, and I can just design it. I can have writing, a big heading, I could put dividers in, I could put buttons in, or I could put my sign up form in. Okay, that's if I want lead generation. Essentially that's all it is. Exactly the same, which is why I want to take you through the email first, because you might want to use it for email as well, but exactly the same things that you use for email is what you're going to use for this. Now at the bottom of every page you will see this created with Mailchimp here. The only way you can get rid of that is by paying. So you might want to think about that. And Mailchimp is quite good. Along the way, it gives you ideas. If you need create outstanding landing pages with 9 design tips, you can go ahead and click that and find out a bit more about it. But that's essentially it. Once you're done, you can preview it up the top here. You can get some help there if you need it. And then you're good to go. I haven't made any changes here. So let's just see. We just want to come out of this for a moment. So I'm going to take a very quick minute. I'm going to add some things in here, and then we're going to move on. So I've just made some changes to the landing page using exactly the same thing that we talked about when we're looking at the emails. So I'm going to share that with you just now. Just give me a minute. So here we are. This is a landing page I've just quickly put together. Essentially, I've just clicked on a logo here. We had a simple placeholder for logo, and I just clicked the word replace, and I've just gone ahead. I've uploaded these images. You can just simply upload it by pressing the button here, and I've selected this one as my logo, and that's come up. I've changed some of the wording around, so I've just got this here. Welcome to my site. I'm excited to have you here. You can write whatever you want to write there, and I've just added some images. So I've got an image here, which again, I've just picked up from my laptop. You can see these images. I've picked that one up, and I picked this lovely lady up here. I've put them both on here, and I've added a button. Now, my button at the moment doesn't go anywhere. It just says join me. But just to show you, you can click join me and then put where you want it to go. So for example, if I said I wanted to go to google.com, that's exactly where it's going to go. So whenever you press that, it's going to go straight to google.com. And we've got the lovely lady here. And as I said earlier on, you know, if this was an image of a product or services that I was selling, if I go to the image, I can click link here and I can add a link. So whenever anybody presses this image might even say press me or something like that, or click here for more, then they will get to go to that website. And literally, that's all that we have. So I'll click save and close down the bottom here. It will take a few seconds, a couple of seconds, just to save it. And then here we are back on the main page, and you'll be able to see this. Now, we called it sales page. You can call yours whatever you want. You can see at the top here, it's ready to publish, but we're not ready yet. We just want to make sure everything here is kosher. So it's got the page title and the site icon. The page title, we've already named it up here. We can change it, and it will change down here. You have an option of putting a little logo. So now if you look at the top here, we've got the Mailchimp logo here, we've got the Google logo here, etc. Right? So if you had your own little logo, as long as it's in the right dimensions, you can upload it here. So you just click edit title and icon, and right here it tells you how big the pixels need to be for your icon. So you can put that in there, which I find is quite nice. I think, let me just check. I think I have a picture of me on mine. So if I go to my page, debbie.com, you can see here right away, there's a picture here. This is just a picture of me here. That's what I've used as my icon there. And my page is called Debbie Akinkunle Services. The other one that I had put together, just to give you, just to let you see some variations of the same thing. We go here as well. Okay, I've spelled success wrong. So we go to success. You can see right here, I've actually got my flyer here. You can't really see it, so maybe that's not the best. You could just put a picture or your logo here, but the page is called the Success Tea Challenge. That's what it's called. So essentially, whatever you want to call it, you can call it You can choose which audience you want it to go. I've got one audience now. There is nobody in there because we haven't set it up. But once you set it up, you can, I mean, if you had more than one audience, say you paid £10, I think you get 5 audiences or 3. You can select which audience you want it to go to, and you could have different audiences. For example, you could have all your established members. You can have those who are prospects, and you could just have a general mailing list, for example. And then here we have the content. If I click on here, it will just show me a preview of what the landing page looks like. And at the moment, this is what it looks like on the desktop. This is what they'll see in a desktop. They won't see the corners here. They'll just see what's in what's in this white box here. If you can see that white box there, right? So that's all they'll see. And you just scroll all the way down and that's what they'll see. And they can also click this thing here. And if you look at the bottom left-hand corner, it goes to google.com. And also, if you want to have a look at what it looks like on the mobile, I think it's quite cute on the mobile. Here we go. There's your logo and welcome to my site with your pictures. Again, you see your button there, and you can just scroll through. And I think it looks quite nice on here. And as I've said before, this remains. You can only get rid of it if you pay to get rid of it. So that's a preview. If you want to go back in and make some changes, just click Edit Design and go there. You can also, there is a section. Oh no, that's it for now. That's for the emails. I was going to say you can send yourself a test email, but no, you can't because this is not an email, although the makeup and the design of it is quite similar. Also, so we've got social share preview, manage the content that appears when you share your URL post, your URL page in social media. So, you know, when you share it on Facebook, for example, this is what it's going to look like when you share it in Facebook. If you share the link, they're going to see this, they're going to see sales page, and that's at the moment so we can write what we want it to say. If I say check out my page, you can see instantly it's changed there. So this is what people will see. I can actually replace the image. If I don't want them to see my logo, for example, if I wanted them to see this picture, for example, I can insert that instead. So when I post this on social media, this is what they're going to see. I can change the title here as well to whatever I want it to look like. I'll just press save there. What else do we have? We have URLs. So I can change this. I can either connect my own domain, and I'll probably share it in a different video. It's pretty simple. You just click connect domain and you follow the instructions that they have there. Alternatively, if you don't have a domain you want to connect, or you don't want to do that just now, you can edit the URL somewhat. So it's going to give you some random text in the middle here, but you can give it a name. So at the moment it's picked up sales page, but you can change that to wherever you want it to be. And then you click save. We've talked about audience and content. And then at the bottom here, just gives you some additional information about your settings and your tracking. So you're not tracking with Mailchimp or Metapixel or any of those things. If you have these, you know how they work. You can track who's visiting your website using those tools. Recapture is not enabled, and you've not enabled Google. So you can go through all of these. This is really just meant to be a simple tutorial just to show you how you can set up a landing page. And then when you're done, just simply click publish. I'm going to click publish now. And even though I don't have any audiences, this should still work. There we go. Your page is live. It's asking if I want to provide feedback. I'm not going to do that now, but this is your link. So I can copy this link. Now, if you didn't have your own URL, this is very difficult for you to tell people. You can copy this link and use tinyURL or bit.ly or one of those URL shorteners to make it easier, and hide this or clone it, cloak it behind the URL shortener so that it makes life easy to see. And then once people have that link, when they just go to it, it shows them your page. And there we go. There's our page. Ready to go. People can see that that's what they're going to be seeing, and bingo. And obviously, as we looked at it before, how it would look on your mobile phone. So that is what I wanted to share with you today, just in terms of how you can use Mailchimp to not just send emails, but you can use it to set up your landing page. I hope you found that useful. If you have any questions, please reach out to me. Please let me know if there's anything I can help you with. I'm more than happy to help you. So I hope you found that useful. Like, comment below, let me know, and I look forward to engaging with you soon. God bless you and take care.